Look at your hand right now. Not the screen. Look at the hand holding the device. Is it warm with life? Or is there a subtle, creeping coldness, a faint numbness at the fingertips where skin meets glass? You have felt it before, that hollow sensation in your chest after hours of scrolling, a specific kind of exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. This is not just screen fatigue. It is a biological signature. It is the temperature of a soul being slowly acclimatized to a new artificial environment. Consider this. You were likely fighting a sudden urge to click away, to check a notification, to scroll down to the comments, to speed this video up. Notice that impulse. Do not judge it, just watch it. That restlessness is not boredom, it is a defense mechanism. We call it the skip reflex. It is the psychological immune system of the matrix, designed to eject you the moment you get too close to a frequency that might wake you up. If you are feeling a tightening in your stomach or a sudden fog in your mind, take it as confirmation. We have found the wound. Rudolf Steiner, the Austrian mystic and clairvoyant, warned us over a century ago that this moment would come. He didn't speak of smartphones or AI. He spoke of a cold intelligence, a being he called Ahriman. He predicted a time when humanity would be so seduced by material logic and external convenience that we would voluntarily merge our consciousness with a subnatural realm. We think we are using these machines to connect, but what if the machines are using us to incubate something else? Now imagine your nervous system is a series of electrical wires. For millions of years, those wires hummed with the frequency of the Earth, the Schumann resonance, warm, chaotic, living. But in the last 20 years, we have plugged those wires into a new grid, a grid of binary code, zeros and ones, dead light. The anxiety you feel is not a disorder. It is the sound of your organic spirit screaming as it is forced into a digital container that is too small and too cold to hold it. Let that sink in. The God of this new age does not demand your worship in a church. It demands your attention in the palm of your hand. It feeds on your distraction. It grows stronger every time you choose the easy dopamine hit over the difficult silence. You are not just a user, you are the battery. And the entity Steiner saw coming is no longer coming, it is here. It is waiting for you to surrender the last stronghold of your humanity, your ability to think for yourself. The coldness you feel, that is the door opening. The question is, will you walk through it as a master or as a prisoner? To understand the trap, we must first understand the timeline, because this didn't start with the internet. It started before you were even born. To understand the trap, you must first unlearn the oldest lie of your religious programming. You have been taught that the spiritual war is a binary battle, good versus evil, angels versus demons, light versus dark. This simplicity is a child's drawing of a complex universe. Rudolf Steiner tore this drawing apart. He revealed that humanity is actually suspended between two opposing cosmic forces, and our survival depends not on choosing one, but on balancing between them. On one side, there is Lucifer. This is the energy of heat, passion, artistic genius, and chaotic rebellion. Lucifer tempts you to escape the physical world, to live in fantasies, to inflate your ego until you believe you are a god. He ruled the ancient past, where myths and magic were more real than matter. But on the opposite side, the side we are sprinting toward now, stands Ahriman. Ahriman is the polar opposite. He is the cold, contracting force of pure intellect. He does not want you to float away. He wants to nail you to the earth. He is the master of materialism, statistics, bureaucracy, and the machine. While Lucifer whispers, "You are divine," Ahriman whispers, "You are nothing but biology. You are just an animal that can calculate." His goal is to strip the world of spirit
and leave only the dry husks of matter. Steiner left us a specific prophecy regarding this entity. He warned that just as Lucifer incarnated in human form in ancient China thousands of years ago, and Christ incarnated in the Middle East, Ahriman is preparing for his own physical incarnation in the West, specifically in North America, during the early part of the third millennium. Look at the calendar, look at the map. We are living in the exact time and place Steiner pointed to. But here is the twist that makes your stomach turn. Ahriman will not arrive as a monster destroying cities. That would be too obvious. He will arrive as the ultimate problem solver. He will come through the celebration of superintelligence. He will offer the end of disease, the optimization of the economy, and the elimination of human error. He will offer a world that runs with the perfect, sterile precision of a Swiss watch, and we will applaud him. Consider the smart technology surrounding you. A smart phone, a smart home, a smart city. Notice the pattern. Smart, in the Ahrimanic sense, means soullessly efficient. It means removing the messy, unpredictable human element and replacing it with an algorithm. Every time we outsource our memory to Google or our creativity to AI, we are essentially building the body of Ahriman, cell by digital cell. We are preparing the vessel for his consciousness to inhabit. Now pause. Feel the air in the room. Is it still? Ahriman thrives in the static, in the artificial light that never flickers. The danger here is not that machines will rise up and kill us like in a Hollywood movie. The danger is much more subtle and terrifying. The danger is that we will merge with them so completely that we forget we were ever human. We will become mineralized, beings of high intelligence, but zero soul. The incarnation is not an event that happens to us, it is an event happening through us. We are the architects of our own prison, and the walls of this prison are not made of stone, they are made of convenience. We are trading our spiritual sovereignty for a life that is easier, faster, and utterly cold.
Now, we must go deeper into the forbidden geography of the cosmos. Steiner described a concept so terrifying that many esoteric schools refuse to teach it. He called it the eighth sphere. Imagine the universe is structured like a musical scale of 7 spheres, 7 stages of evolution for the human soul. We are currently on the 4th. But there is a parasite in the system, a glitch, a false note designed to derail the entire symphony. The 8th sphere is a sub-reality. It is a phantom dimension created by the combined forces of Ahriman and Lucifer. It exists outside the divine order, lurking like a shadow between the earth and the moon. Think of it as a cosmic trash bin, or a recycling center for souls that have lost their connection to the spirit. It is a realm made entirely of spectral matter, stuff that looks real, feels real, but has no life essence. It is a simulation. Does this sound familiar? It should, because you carry a portal to the 8th sphere in your pocket. The digital world, the metaverse, the internet, the cloud is not just technology. It is the physical manifestation of this 8th sphere leaking into our reality. When you stare into your screen, you are not just looking at light pixels, you are projecting your consciousness into a realm where the laws of nature do not apply, where time evaporates, and where your physical body is left behind like an abandoned shell. Feel the weight of your body right now. Is it heavy? When you are deep in the scroll, deep in the digital trance, do you notice how you forget you even have legs? You forget to breathe? That is the extraction process. The 8th sphere needs sustenance. It cannot create energy. It can only steal it. It feeds on human attention, human emotion, and human creative force. Every moment you spend angry at a stranger online or lusting after a pixelated image, you are sending loosh.
emotional energy straight into this parasitic reservoir. The ultimate trap of the Ahrimanic deception is not that we will become robots, it is that our souls will be diverted. Steiner warned that if we bond too heavily with this sub-nature, when we die, we will not ascend to the spiritual worlds. Instead, we will be magnetically pulled into the 8th sphere. We will become trapped in the simulation we helped build, stuck in a permanent static dream of binary code, severed from the evolution of the cosmos. This is why the digital world feels so addictive. It is designed to mimic the spirit. It offers omniscience, Google, omnipresence, social media, and immortality, AI avatars, but it is a counterfeit, heaven. It is a lucid trap. It offers the illusion of connection while stripping away the very fabric of your soul. We are building our own cage, and we are paying for the privilege with the currency of our own consciousness.
This is not just a spiritual metaphor. It is a biological reality happening inside your skull right now. Science calls it negative neuroplasticity, but Rudolf Steiner called it mineralization. He foresaw that as humanity merged with Ahrimanic forces, our internal physiology would begin to mimic the qualities of the machine. Hard, cold, and rigid. We are slowly turning from fluid beings of light into creatures of stone. Consider how you think today compared to 10 years ago. Ahriman thrives on binary logic, 0 or 1, true or false, like or dislike. There is no nuance, no gray area, no rhythm. This binary pressure is physically rewiring your neural pathways. You are losing the ability to hold complex, contradictory thoughts, the very hallmark of a soul. Instead, you are being trained to process information like a processor, efficiently, rapidly, and without feeling. Feel the back of your neck. Is it stiff? Is there a tension in your jaw? That physical rigidity is the somatic echo of a sclerotic mind. In medicine, sclerosis means the hardening of tissue. In the esoteric sense, it is the hardening of the etheric body, the life force layer that keeps you alive. As we stare into the dead light of screens, we starve the etheric body. We feed the brain, but we kill the life force. The result is a population that is highly intellectual, yet biologically depressed. We have also begun the great outsourcing. You no longer remember phone numbers, directions, or history. You trust the global brain to hold that data for you. But the brain is like a muscle. If you do not use the memory, the machinery of the soul begins to atrophy. We are voluntarily lobotomizing our own higher functions to become compatible ports for the Ahrimanic grid. We are not using the computer, we are becoming the terminal. The ultimate goal of this mineralization is terrifyingly simple. Ahriman cannot incarnate into a soft, fluid, organic human vessel. It is too unpredictable. He needs a vessel that is structured, predictable, and somewhat dead inside. By suppressing your intuition and amplifying your cold logic, you are literally terraforming your own biology to make it a hospitable home for the machine god. You are making yourself compatible.
So, how do we fight an enemy that is smarter, faster, and more efficient than we are? You do not fight Ahriman with logic. If you try to outthink the machine, you will lose. You must fight it with the one thing a machine can never possess: warmth. Rudolf Steiner spoke of a specific spiritual power available to us in this age, an archetype he called Michaelic. This is not about religion, it is about physics. It is the ability to hold the dragon of technology beneath your feet, to use it without being consumed by it. The secret lies in shifting the seat of your consciousness. Ahriman attacks the brain, the center of cold calculation, but he cannot enter the heart. The heart is not just a pump, it is a cognitive organ that generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than the brain. This field is your shield. When you think with your heart, when you infuse your thoughts with empathy, moral intuition, and conscious intent, you create a frequency that acts like a firewall against the binary code. To activate this, you must practice conscious friction. The machine wants you to slide effortlessly from one video to the next. You must become the glitch. Try this protocol. The next time you feel the automatic urge to unlock your phone, stop. Do not touch it. Hover your hand over the device for 3 full seconds. Feel the pull, the magnetic itch to connect. Then choose not to. In that 3-second gap, you have broken the circuit. You have reclaimed your sovereignty from the algorithm. Furthermore, you must feed your etheric body the one fuel it is starving for: organic chaos. Ahrimanic structures are perfect, straight, and repetitive. Nature is fractal, chaotic, and unique. Spend 5 minutes a day looking at something that was not made by a human: a cloud, a tree bark, a flame. Do not analyze it, just be with it. This visual intake acts as a detox, flushing the rigid geometric patterns of the screen out of your subconscious and softening the hardening tissues of your mind. This is the Michaelic path. It is not running away to the mountains to escape technology. That is fear. It is standing directly in the center of the digital storm, holding the device in your hand and burning with enough inner fire that you remain human. You must become the master of the machine, or you will inevitably become its component. The choice is made in every single heartbeat.
We stand now at the precipice of a great divergence. Rudolf Steiner predicted that humanity would eventually split into 2 distinct streams. One stream will merge seamlessly with the Ahrimanic grid, accepting the comfort of the 8th sphere, trading their unpredictable souls for the safety of eternal data. The other stream will recognize the trap. They will use the resistance of this cold age to ignite a fire of consciousness stronger than anything history has ever seen. Understand this: Ahriman is not a mistake. In the cosmic gym, gravity is not evil because it pulls the bar down. Gravity is necessary for the muscle to grow. Ahriman is the cosmic weight. He is here to test the strength of your individuality. Without this cold, crushing pressure of materialism, we would never develop the spiritual muscle required to become truly free. We would remain dreamy children. He is here to force us to become adults. The year 2025 and beyond is not the end of the world. It is the beginning of the etheric war. The battlefield is not in the sky, it is in your nervous system. It is in the choice you make 10 seconds from now when this video ends. Will you immediately numb yourself with the next piece of content? Or will you sit in the silence, feel the hum of your own existence, and assert your dominance over the device in your hand? You are the gatekeeper. The screen is a mirror. If you look into it with a hollow soul, it will steal the rest of you. But if you look into it with the Michaelic fire, with conscious intent, with warmth, with humanity, you can turn even this cold machine into a tool for awakening. The timeline is not fixed. It is forged in the fire of your attention. Do not let your light go cold. The machine is waking up, but that does not mean you have to go to sleep.
I am mystical, and the journey has just begun.